Join us again for the young and the restless.
As the world turns. This portion brought to you today by Attends Bladder Control Protection, and by Era Plus, protein power to cut clean through.
I'm Charles Carroll. The U.S. oil industry, how the Persian Gulf crisis is putting all of us over the barrel. That's one of our stories this Sunday morning.
We interrupt our regular program schedule to bring you a special report from ABC News. From New York, here's Peter Jennings.
We interrupt our regular program schedule to bring you a special report from ABC News. Reporting from New York, Forrest Sawyer.
This is a special report from ABC News.
This is a CBS News special report. Attack on Libya. From CBS News headquarters in New York, here is Dan Rather.
This is a CBS News special report on the Philippines. An ending. And a beginning. Here is Dan Rather.
This is a CBS News special report. From CBS News headquarters in New York, here is Susan Spencer.
Stains. Tough stains on laundry. Today, there's a liquid laundry detergent that lets you write them off, even set in blood. Like that. Era Plus. The plus is protein, because many stains like blood and grass are made of protein. And protein gets out protein. Nothing gets out every stain, but Era Plus gets out some of the toughest with the surprising cleaning power of protein.
It has the power of protein. The power to clean many tough stains. It's the power of Era Plus with stain cleansing proteins. And while nothing gets out every stain, Era Plus has the power to clean many of the toughest. Era Plus. Stains come clean with the power of protein.
Protein stains. When they're ground in, soaked through, you need more power to cut through. The protein power of new Era Plus. This tough grass stain is made of protein, and protein gets out protein. Now Era has more power to even cut through the ground-in dirt below. Nothing gets out every stain, but now there's new Era Plus. Protein power to cut clean through.
Era Plus takes on today's toughest laundry problem. Your children. They're why you need the protein power of Era Plus. Nothing cleans every stain, but watch Era cut clean through muddy dirt and tough protein stains like grape juice and tomato soup. See, protein gets out protein. Think you've got problems? They're child's play for Era Plus. Protein power to cut clean through.
Nothing gets out every stain, but Era Plus gets out many of the toughest with the power of protein. Era Plus.
When they're soaked in, penetrating, when they're protein stains, you need the power to cut through. The protein power of Era Plus. This grape stain is made of protein, and protein gets out protein. And look, Era even has the power to cut through the ground-in dirt below. Nothing gets out every stain, but you've got Era Plus. Protein power to cut clean through.
When stains are set in, soaked through, dried on, you need the protein power of Era Plus. Era Plus, protein power to cut clean through.
When you have a fight on your hands, choose your weapon carefully.
When you think it's stained forever, you need new hope. Now with more protein power, new Era, new hope for tough stains.
The fresh scent of Era. How fresh is it? Era, fresh and clean as the air after a spring shower. What do you say to mustard, to barbecue, to grass? Let the protein power of Era do the talking. And just say, scram. Era reigns over stain.
When you don't get stains clean on the first try, you may end up with rags. You should try Era. Era Plus, with the plus of built-in stain removers for the power to get many stains out. On the very first try. It's Era Plus. Or else. When your favorite shirt ends up polishing your favorite car. When your Sunday best now cleans your windows spotless. When you don't get stains out on the first try, you may end up with rags. You should try Era. Era Plus, with the plus of built-in stain removers with the power to get many stains out. On the very first try, it's Era Plus, or else. Think about some of your toughest stains. Your most difficult, your most painful. For these, you might think of trying a pre-treater.
Think again of Era Plus. Here's why. This pre-treater can't beat this grass stain, even with detergent. But watch Era power through with just a spray of water. So when you think of stains, think of this. Era Plus, the power tool for stains.
You had your little joke, didn't you? You scared the pee out of me.
But I've got one question for you, Sam. Are you going to say 2020?
I don't know, Diane, but I'll try. Good night to you and to Phyllis. I'm Sam Donaldson in Washington. Friday night on 2020, Barbara Walters' haunting interview with one of America's most popular authors, Danielle Steele, who talks about the most tragic chapter in her own life, the suicide last year of her teenage son. That's 2020 Friday. Be sure to join us next week for 2020 Wednesday. And thank you all for watching Primetime Live.
An ABC News brief brought to you by Bud Light. Now from Washington, Sam Donaldson.
Good evening. In Los Angeles, 21-year-old David Lee Young is being held without bond after driving his car down a crowded sidewalk last night. One teenager was killed and more than 50 other pedestrians were injured, at least 5 of them critically. Young told authorities he wanted to get even with the police, but he didn't say why. The United States has formally responded to Moscow's declaration that talks on space weapons are now impossible. The State Department says the U.S. is serious about holding substantive talks. Now this. Reverend Jesse Jackson is changing his legal residence from Chicago to his native South Carolina to position himself to run against Republican Senator Strom Thurmond in November. Jackson says he'll decide next week whether to do it. More news later on the Weekend Report.
From ABC News, World News Sunday, here's Sam Donaldson.
Good evening. With Israeli investigative committees now looking into the circumstances of how convicted spy Jonathan Pollard came to work for Israel against the United States, one of the key figures in the case may be ready to challenge the official Israeli government story of non-involvement. Raphael Ityan has reportedly been telling friends top officials of the Israeli government knew all about Pollard's activities. Details from Dean Reynolds in Israel.
From ABC, this is World News Tonight with Peter Jennings. Sitting in tonight, Sam Donaldson.
Good evening. President Bush today slammed the door on the Democratic Congress's attempt to extend benefits for Americans out of work, explaining he doesn't want to bust the budget. Legislation before him would authorize up to 20 additional weeks of benefits after an unemployed person's original 26 weeks run out. There are about 1,600,000 people who are now at that point. The problem for Mr. Bush was how to say no without appearing not to care. Here's White House correspondent Britt Hume.